What has bothered me the most, in contrast to the montage and also the Chronos, is that it only has a few stereo outputs. As some of you may already know, this problem can be addressed. Let's go, and I want to show you how to do it today. All you need is a USB cable, a PC, or an Apple computer with software like MainStage. Logic is also sufficient, Cubase, or Geek Performer, or whatever else is available, and an audio interface with more than 2 outputs. Let's start with the Yamaha MODX. Now we will first go into a performance. I have taken one here where I have multiple parts so that you can see how everything is distributed. Now we have the opportunity to go into the individual sound. So let's click here. Then we go to edit and are now in our normal menu to edit a single sound. Now we see part, output at the top right. It is currently set to main L and R, which means it is outputting through the standard analog output. Next, I will choose another output here. And now I can select main LR, USB stereo, USB mini, and so on. Under USB stereo, you can see that I have USB 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 here. That simply means I actually have 8 outputs via USB that I can assign freely, either as stereo pairs or individually. So, I will assign them here now. The first one out, I need to go back, or rather, I actually didn't need to go back at all. I'll show that again in a moment. In the second part, I take the next output pair, and then I can switch down here into the third part and take the next output pair. So I see, in the third part I have 5 and 6, in part 2 I have 3 and 4, and in part 1 I have 1 and 2. That's actually it about the Yamaha MODX. Now we will connect the computer to our Yamaha MODX and then take a look at how it looks there. As you can see, I am using Logic and first select the Yamaha MODX as my audio interface. Since I have my monitors connected to the X32, it remains as the output interface. Next, I select the inputs in the first audio channel. Specifically inputs 2 and 3, as inputs 1 and 2 would be the analog input. Then I create a new track by simply copying the old track and selecting inputs 5 and 6 here as the input. Copy the whole thing again and then select inputs 7 and 8. This way I have routed the first 3 parts of the Yamaha MODX to my first 3 tracks in Logic. Now, when I turn on all the tracks for recording, you can see that all 3 tracks are peaking. I will now record each track individually, meaning I will play each timbre separately. Quickly turn off the first track, arm the second track, and let's continue. It's not entirely simple when you have a computer and an audio interface with outputs. You can easily obtain the same number of outputs as with the montage. This means that the advantage of the montage is still only the 128 voices in the FM range and of course the additional controllers. But otherwise, we are getting very close. Of course, you would need to route everything to the corresponding outputs, but that varies in each program, and here it was just about the principle. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.